Texarkana, Arkansas. Police say an Arkansas man accused of trying to steal a commercial jet told investigators he thought piloting the plane would involve little more than pushing a few buttons and pulling a few levers.
Well, he's kind of correct.
Investigators say 18-year-old Zemarcius Devin Scott wanted to fly to an out-of-state concert when he hopped inside an American Eagle jet at Texarkana
really
Regional
necessary?
Airport.
You got a small ass kid. How you gonna go left and center to make a
when he
small
was arrested early on
turn
July
like that?
4th. He was charged Monday and remained jailed on commercial burglary and attempted theft of property. Envoy Air operates the plane. The company says the 44-seat jet was not damaged. Miller County jail records don't list any attorney for Scott, who does happen to live in Texarkana. An affidavit said police found Scott after responding to reports of a man jumping an airport fence. Now, here's the most important part of this whole equation. He's leaving from Texarkana Airport.
Have you ever been to Texarkana?
I have not.
I have once as a child.
We have the date as July 4th.
Okay.
The 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
He's jumping on a plane that he's stealing to go to a concert. What concert is he trying to get to? It's July 4th weekend. He's flying somewhere, so let's assume it's not in Arkansas. What big festival, what concert goes on July 4th? In what genre? Is it a country show? Is it a rock show? Dude is 18 years old. Is this a rap concert? What kind of show is this?
I've been to Texarkana once, and I mean, there's not a lot of memory of it. There's not a lot to remember. It's on the Texas-Arkansas border, hence the name, which I thought was great as a kid. And Texarkana at 18 years old, I'm guessing either rock or country, but I feel like I'm going to lean country, right? Because I feel like if you were in the country music genre, it would seem to me that July 4th is kind of like one of the best days. And then also, you're on the border of Arkansas and Texas. I just feel like that's what you're surrounded with, right?
I'm going to go with the other route. I'm going to say that because of his area, there's not a whole lot of rap shows. So he's got to fly to it. You know, the only rap shows that are going to be in the area are really big festivals, you know, tri-state festivals that they have to bring in. So that's what I'm thinking.
You're thinking rap?
Yeah.
You know what, man?
There's not a lot out there.
There's not a lot.
And who else has the stones other than maybe a rocker to steal a plane?
But keep in mind, he doesn't know how to fly a plane.
Right.
See, it's different.
But he thinks he can.
Well, he thought maybe he could figure it out. I think even if he got the thing moving, at some point he would say, this is a bad idea, right?
Yeah. Right.
Like, the only person I know that didn't have a pilot license to prove they could fly a plane.
I'm looking for a mugshot to see the guy's white or black so we can narrow this down.
Was it Colton Harris Moore? Was that the kid's name? It was Washington State. And this kid would steal planes. He would steal boats. He made it from Washington State to the Bahamas. And the only reason he got
jumping
busted,
multiple times,
and he kept stealing planes, got closer, which means he crossed international boundaries on unlicensed planes, made it to the Bahamas, and I want to say he was having trouble with a boat or something, and that's why he got busted. Like, that kid, I go, all right, if he's going to steal a plane, he knows how to do it. I get the feeling 18-year-old dude, it does not say this in the story, may have imbibed a part of Dad's liquor cabinet, right? And because it's one thing to be 18 and say, hey, let's sneak out, go to a concert. I think we've all been there. It's different if Miles, you say, all right, I'm going to pick you up. We're going to go to the airport, and I'm going to fly a plane.
Because I think I can do it. I'm not saying it's me, but I heard someone might have stolen blank 844-999-OLA.
I believe you can fly a plane, Miles. I've never argued.
I know.
Do you believe you can land a plane?
That is the key here.
That is the only key.
That's the difference. That's the difference maker.
Landing's the easiest part. Now, landing and surviving, that's more difficult. Right? I can land any place.
Well, there's a difference between landing and crashing, right? So when Sully said we're going to have a water landing, it's like, that's not a water landing. That's a crash. Because you're not on a seaplane. And yes, you did not kill anyone. You did a great job. But it's like, that's a crash, man. That's not a landing.
I'm not saying it's me, but I heard someone might have stolen blank.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Well, back in the 80s, there was a group of boys, and I say boys because they were juveniles, supposedly, and they used to pick parking meters throughout Seattle.
So back in the old coin operator ones.
Yeah. And anyway, so there's one genius, I won't mention his name, and too bad he was a thief because he could have been a you know, I don't know. He was
rocket scientist,
a
probably.
millionaire.
Let me ask you this, Scott.
You know?
Was this kid's name Scott?
No.
Okay, all right. Just checking.
No. And so anyway, what we did was all you had to do was, or what they did, what you had to do was take out 1 meter, right? And there was a series of 4 meters, or 4 locks actually, and he figured out how to make the damn keys for each of these series. So we had a group of boys, juveniles, would go and during the shift change of the Seattle Police Department and use these keys and open up the meters, you know, and so
Feel the
it
change.
happens.
But how much money on average do you get out of the meter, right?
On average, maybe about $30, maybe.
All right, well, hold up.
We'll be like 4 different things.
They're full.
480 bucks. See, those are the good old days, man. I think
That's
the
the 80s.
Some
That's
of
a lot
the
of
things, anytime, you know, the parking meters, I could never do anything like that. I've never been that sophisticated. I did have a buddy, it's not, well, I guess he stole one thing, and the rest he didn't quite steal, he doesn't have to pay money. And my buddy, who shall remain nameless, Tony, back in the day when they had the coin-fed meters, if it didn't work, they put that bright orange thing that they tied around the bag to let you know, like, hey, this meter's out of service. So what he would do, we went somewhere once, and anyway, he took that thing off the meter. Throughout the next 4 years, he just had it sitting in the back of his car. And the thing I like about Tony, he's just grumpy. So being covert, he's not worried about it. And we would pull up anywhere. It didn't matter. There could be 1,000 people standing outside. He'd get out of the car, continue talking, open the hatchback to his 1979, oh damn, I can't remember the car now, but he'd open the back, pull this orange thing in, and tie it to the meter, right? But people are watching, but in Baltimore, which is where I lived at the time, you're a champion. That's being an entrepreneur. You're not a criminal.
You're thinking
so
ahead.
People would cheer for him, right? And we would go into whatever store we're going to do. And he did this for years. One of the times I saw him get most upset, we went wherever we went, and he had his orange, and we knew he had his orange bag. He places it over the meter. This is officially licensed, Baltimore City Police, blah, blah, blah. We went into wherever we went, and when we came out, someone had stolen his orange bag. But to see the rage and his lack of ability to understand irony, I mean, he was livid, but like as he's yelling at me and my buddy, his other buddy Paul, he's like, can you believe this? Like somebody stole it. Obviously it's not there. The thing's on the meter tell you it's blah, blah, blah. Like, he did what you did, man.
This was his stolen property.
This was his stolen property, but yeah, someone else took it. But for 4 years, we didn't pay to park anywhere.
That's smart.
Oh, yeah,
Really is.
brilliant.
I'm not saying it's me, but I heard someone might have stolen a blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Stephen. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Stephen.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so this is a story of back when I was 16 living in Georgia.
All right.
And I decided on break that I was going to claim credit for this.
Okay.
So, I moved around a lot as a kid, military family. So when it was my second or third day of still living there, my buddy who lived in school, or, you know, I went to school with, had tried to convince me for so many years that he was a gang member, that he knew people.
Okay.
So I convinced him to, okay, take me to your operation and show me what it is. So he takes me there to kind of this barn out in the woods, and they...
Fucking.
Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
Come on, Steven.
Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind.
I knew a customer was coming.
Now back to the program.
So they're having a lot of...
Sorry.
That's all right, man. It's all
They
right.
have a lot of weed in there.
Okay.
And it's wrapped and bagged and it's ready to go.
Okay.
So you believe him now?
Oh yeah, I definitely believe him. But the best part of it is I was looking around and I saw the place wasn't really guarded that well. So keeping this in mind, And keeping in mind that I'm leaving across the country, I came out west after that, in 2 or 3 days. I went back that night, and I took like 5 pounds of weed.
Oh! And did you drive it back with you?
Oh yeah, I have my own car. I drove it out here.
How long did 5 pounds of weed last you?
Like a year and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I've smoked a lot of weed in my life. I've smoked more than 5 pounds, but I've never had. I don't even think I've ever had. I think the most I've had is maybe an ounce at any one time.
Did you ever worry? Were you looking over your shoulder? Were you thinking to yourself, one day, man, maybe these guys they know where I've moved to, or any of that?
You know what? A bunch of the guys who were in there, I kind of knew from other schools. I mean, a lot of them were younger like me. And I've always kind of been a big dude. Like, my mom tells me stories I was 4 playing with 8-year-olds just because of their size.
Jeez.
So I already beat up a bunch of them.
All right. How big are you now?
I'm 6'6", 285. Not a lot of fat.
Okay, you're a large man.
Have my weed?
That's right. I mean, not hard to find.
What's the most weed you've ever had on you? You know what I mean? I've never...
Probably one time, I think maybe 3 ounces.
And was this for you, or were you kind of the guy
no,
to bring it to the people?
I had moved to Hagerstown, Maryland, and I did not realize I took a job there, and I didn't realize that
you can't imagine what you're getting.
I had no idea, and I could not find weed. And the idea there's just certain places where the weed conversation is much easier than others, and you know when you're in one of those places where the weed conversation is not going to be an easy conversation, or is it going to be easy to find? So at this point in time, when I realized where I am and what kind of town I'm in, I'm like, oh boy, I'm screwed. But I did have a guy in West Virginia. Now the thing was that it was a long drive to get there. It was a windy road. It was in the middle of nowhere. It was 4 hours. So what I did was I squirreled away as much money as I could possibly squirrel away. And I made one trip back, and I was like, look, I'm going to try and buy as much as I possibly can. Because, man, I don't want to keep driving back and forth, so I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna buy all this weed. So
did you prearrange this with them? Like, look, man, you need to set aside this many dollars.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And so on the way there, I made it record time. Like I'm fired up. I've got all my stuff. I've got bounce sheets. I've got all kinds of things to hide the smell.
You are a fan of the back.
I think I got a cooler in the back and all the stuff. Grab the weed. I get stoned with a dude. I take off. I'm not 10 minutes down the road. Lights behind.
Oh, no.
And I mean, I just started sweating. I mean, it just pouring off of me. And I can't...